In this video, I continue analyzing the WhisperGate cyber attack that happened on January 14 as a part of cyber war between Russia and Ukraine. In the previous videos, I showed you how to start stage 2.exe, how it downloaded the malicious encoded DLL from the Discord server. And after decoding, it starts the DLL using the mechanism called runtime assembly. So in this video, I'm going to just repeat the same and continue execution to see how it's going to work in our environment. So I start stage 2.exe. So this is a class decoded by dnspy. So currently dnspy is run under regular user. And as previously, it starts PowerShell script. And this PowerShell script starts the base64 encoded command, which is a sleep 10 seconds. It starts it 2 times. So generally, overall, it waits for 20 seconds. And then it's after decoding the downloaded DLL from Discord server, it starts. So we will see this soon. It will start the file wiper. So here you can see the downloading process, and then the mechanism I mentioned, runtime assembly. This is loading the downloaded DLL from Discord to the memory, and then this DLL will be executed. In particular, the following method. This is the method name from the new DLL that will be executed. To do that, invoke method is called. So we need to go inside to go to the actually .NET MS Core library implementation. So we jump inside, and here we have unsafe invoke internal. And one step further, it will be runtime method handle. So it's just interface to call some native methods in Windows. So here we go. This is a method name, as you can see. So this method is going to be called. So we go inside. And finally, we are inside of this method from the new library. The interesting peculiarity of this technique is that the library was loaded from the memory, and it has no image on the disk. As you can see, there is empty space here. And if we go up, here we see the image, stage 2.exe. So this is an example of fileless execution, and it's typically used as a defense evasion technique, just not to attract a lot of attention, make a noise in the system, and bypass antiviruses. So let's go further. As you could see, this library is obfuscated, a little bit different than the previous one, the stage 2.exe. So you can see the names of the methods seems like corrupted, and the name of the variables are also not the original ones. Also, control flow flattening was used in both files, in DLL and executable file. You can use defo.tool to deobfuscate, but the problem is this obfuscation is one-way function. So you won't be able to restore the original names of the methods and variables. And that's why actually it doesn't matter. The way I propose to debug it is to set breakpoint on calling this runtime methods. As you can see, in the locals tab, we can see the name of the methods called using this invoke .NET methods. So let's just debug it until we see something interesting. So the first one is get current process. So the application tries to get the handle to the process that we are currently debugging. get file name, and Windows identity is actually the user that this process is run under. And it checks if the process is enrolled, but in which? That's the question. So it checks if the current process has been started under administrator. And if we go like one step ahead, so we can see that, well, the result is false. So the application is running under regular user. So that's why I suspect that the next step is going to be restarting this process under administrator. But how? So let's go further. So we can see it starts preparing process start infrastructure, which is used to create process in Windows, setting arguments. Specifically, two arguments are needed to be set. The first one is a verb. You can see there's a set verb. So this is, by the way, command line string that's going to be executed. It's already there. So it starts cmd.exe and then exits cm command line and keeps running the spawn process. But as for arguments here, the verb is going to be set as run as. Then let's go further and see what other arguments are required to be set. Another argument is use shall execute. So if you set run as a verb and use shall execute for true, for value true, then those two parameters are enough to start the spawn process, the child process as under administrator. So that's simple. And finally, we are about to start the process. Again, parameters. It's a pointer to process start infrastructure that I mentioned before that we've been constructing so far. CMD, it starts as a shell. Then it starts stage2.exe and exit the shell. Only stage2 will remain. Then the verb run as. Username is empty. It doesn't need to be set as admin or whatever. And so that's it. And set use shall execute is set to true. And using these two parameters will help to start stage2.exe as an administrator. So let's check. As you can see, the parent process has been closed already. But the new process that I suspended exists. It doesn't have parent cmd.exe like here. And it was started under regular user, but if you go to security tab and click on permissions, you will see that the permissions required to access this process is administrator. So this is administrator level process. So that's how WhisperGate stage 2 elevates privileges. This is a technique used to elevate privileges from regular user to administrator. In the next video, we'll restart our DNSPY, our under administrator, and we'll see what will happen next, how it starts the file wiper actually.